Are you applying for your first job in Australia as a junior doctor? So the truth is that your CV could be the difference between an interview and a rejection. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to share 7 insider tips to make your CV stand out even if you have limited experience. And if you are new to my channel, subscribe and like. I share tips and insights from real world experiences. So tip number 1, keep it short and focused. It's best if you can finish off by 2 to 3 pages, but that could be challenging if you are a person who has lots of publications and you've done a lot of workshops and you've worked for a few years in your home country. It could be challenging to limit it to 2 to 3 pages, but I would say 5 is the max, because if it's more than 5, I really don't think they care to read. All right, so try to limit it to at least 5 pages. Then remove unnecessary details. What are these? Date of birth, marital status, photos. Nobody cares how old you are. Nobody cares if you're married or single, if you're a multitasking mom or dad, and they don't want to see your picture. So I put my picture myself like the first time when I started applying, but then I realized I did a lot of research and realized you shouldn't put pictures in your CV. So no date of birth, no marital status, and no photos. And add your contact details clearly at the top. When I say contact details, it should be your phone number, your email address, a working email address, please, and then your home address. So these should be very clearly stated. So just keep all that focused when you start. Tip number 2, strong professional summary. So these are the 3 to 4 sentences that you get to sell yourself in the CV, right? So this should be very strong. It should be a very strong statement. And please, this shouldn't be like a very big paragraph that they will get bored of reading. It should be just 3 to 4 sentences, just mentioning your clinical skills, what is your career goal, and you want to contribute to the Australian healthcare system. Please don't put where you were born and you graduated from here and I have been doing this all these years and I have been doing these procedures. No, it's just 3 to 4 sentences. All right. So I am an international medical graduate who has experience in this, and my career goal is this, and I want to contribute to the Australian healthcare system. Tip number 3, your AMC status should be in the first page. Don't get them to scroll all the way down to see which AMCs you've finished. All right, so this should be on the first page along with your MBBS qualification. AMC 1 this year, AMC 2 this year, and MBBS this year. That's it. I wouldn't put anything else here because this is like indirectly you're saying I'm eligible for limited registration or I'm eligible for provisional registration. If you have additional diplomas or whatever that you've done, you could add here, but I would probably add them later on because the first page is focusing more on you getting a job, right? So your AMC status and your MBBS on the first page, probably after your professional statement. Tip number 4, focus on the clinical experience. So here you're going to use the reverse chronological order. So you're going to list the most recent role first. So you have to put the place of practice, the name and the location, and from which date to which. And also it's very important to mention here if you are working full-time or part-time. And if it's part-time, you have to mention how many hours per week or how many hours per fortnight that you're working. Okay. And you have to mention the job duties. So please don't put paragraphs here. Make sure you're using bullet points, and also don't put like 10 bullet points. Just create the most important points, right? And I would say 5 bullet points will be the maximum. Even three is better, but I would say 5 is the maximum and not more than that. Tip number 5 is highlight the achievements, not just the duties. If you have worked as a medical officer in an emergency department, just don't say I worked in an emergency department. All right. So you can say that you manage like 15 acute patients per shift, along with the procedures or the skills that you use in a shift. Okay, so it shows the impact and the scope of work. It's not just that you're working in an ED, you're just finishing up the shift. It shows what you're doing and what you're good at. Okay, so highlight the achievements and show what you're capable of. Tip number 6, include the relevant extras. So, what I mean by extras is, as a doctor, you have to mention about the clinical and the procedural skills that you're capable of. And it's also very important to mention if you are competent in these or if you have only observed. Okay, so make sure you state them very clearly so that they get an idea of what you are actually capable of. Okay, and then for the extra section, you can add your researches, your publications, and the workshops that you've attended or the conferences that you've attended. So, any clinical like audits or anything that you have engaged as a doctor, like the extra duties that you have done as a doctor, you can mention here. And also, I would add my English exam results here if you've done your PT or your OET or your IELTS. So, this is the place to add them with the scores. And yeah, so have the extra section and make sure you I would say list them according to the priority. Tip number 7, presentation actually matters. Okay, so if I take a CV and when I look at it, I need to feel like I want to read it. Okay, so that's just how it is. It's just not for a CV, for anything as a human being. If you look at it, you want to read it. You have to make it so that somebody wants to read it. Okay? So the presentation actually matters. You need to use fonts that's professional and that someone could actually read. Okay? So they should be readable and they should be professional. And then comes the formatting and the spacing. They should be consistent. Okay, so you need to have a good look at the spacing that you're keeping from one margin and also the spacing you're keeping at the other margin. It shouldn't be two different amounts. I would say it should be the same. They should be consistent. So formatting and spacing should be consistent. And please make sure there's no spelling or grammar mistakes. Okay, so I mean, you have to make sure that there is no spelling or grammar mistakes, because even that shows that you're able to converse with somebody in English. So please read your CV twice or thrice. Sometimes, if you read it on your own, you might not even catch the mistakes. Get someone else to look at it, your partner or someone in the family to have a look at it, and they might spot mistakes in words like spellings or the grammar. So make sure the presentation is professional so that somebody looks at it and thinks, yeah, I want to have a look at the CV. Okay, so presentation actually matters. An additional tip, tailor your CV for each job ad and match the keywords. What I'm saying here is not that you have to change your CV each time you apply for a job. Okay, first, most important thing to do is read the job description. Sometimes I actually wonder how many of you properly read the job description. So, this is where they mention what they want, what they are actually looking for. So, you need to take those keywords out and put them in your CV so that you get screened when they have a look at like thousands of candidates. Okay. You don't have to change your whole CV, but your professional statement is number one. So you can actually add a few keywords here so that when they start tracking your CV, they see them on the top. And then when you are putting your job duties in your current role, you can add a few words from the job description and say, look, you're looking for this, and see, I have this. Okay, so you don't have to change the whole CV. Make sure you add a few keywords from the job description so that they can actually see that you're the person that they're looking for. All right. So, why I'm saying this is most of the hospitals, most of the recruiters, they use the applicant tracking system. All right. So, how do they do it? It's by the keywords in the job description. They want people who have these words in their CV. Okay. So, they are able to even rank the candidates according to their requirements. So, if you have these words in your CV, you have a high chance of being called for an interview. So, guys, tailor your CV for each job ad by using the keywords that they have displayed in the job description. Then, a very common question that I have been asked is, do we have to use the format that they have mentioned? Like, for an example, Queensland, in the Queensland campaign, they have like given the format, but do you have to use it? It's not a must, right? It's not a must. You can use your own design, but what's important is that you have included all the details that they have mentioned in their format. Okay. I mean, no hard and fast rule. You can add like any like additional information, but whatever they have mentioned in their format, they have to be there. Okay. So the design, there is no restriction. You can use your own design as long as it looks professional, but make sure that you have all the details that they want you to put in your CV. Make sure your CV is polished, professional, and tailored to the Australian medical system. Your CV is the first impression, so please make it count. Take all the time you need to create an outstanding professional CV. So I hope this was helpful. And if this was helpful, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And until I see you guys in my next video, take care.